Okay, let's take a quick look and see how you might use Excel to compute average sales. So we've got data for 3 products appearing on the rows you see right here, and we've got sales data for 3 months appearing in these columns. Now, if you wanted to compute the average sales across the products, we'll type in the word average here, and I'll type in the word average here as well. Okay, so the average sales per product, we could simply type in, sum of these 3 divided by 3, right? And copy that across. And now we've come up with what our average sales dollars were per product. Now, if you also wanted to know the average sales per month over this period, by product, you could type in equal sum, and then sum those 3 months and divide it by 3, right? And bring that down, and now you've computed as well the average sales for each product over that period of 3 months, right? And we could even copy this down to come up with the total average sales over 3 months and use that information. Now, I want to delete this, and I want to show you another way to do this with Excel. Just type in equal average, and I think and then just provide in the range that it applies and hit enter, and you'll get the same results. And of course, you can do it here too. Now, this time I'm going to use the formula bar, which is right above the screen here. Actually, let me slide up. I can show you that. Okay, so now if I hit this command here, it'll come up and I can type in. Actually, let me do this a different way. What I typically like to do is go to the cell and then type equal average, hit the left paren, then hit the function, and you get this function argument that you can use. And then we can just highlight the range that it applies, right? We would go like that far down and hit OK, and we're fine. Now, I put this in this cell just to show the difference, right? Here's the sum, and we get 15,684. And in this cell, if I hit the F2, we get the average. Okay, now what I want to do is copy this over this, delete that cell. Let's bring us back to where we were since we don't need the formula bar. And I'll show you, let me copy this over here, and we'll use that average as well. And what I want to do is show you that it's actually more powerful, because then if you get a 0 value, you will get a different answer than if you have a null value, right? So what happens is with 0, it's taking the sum of those 3, Slammer, Radar, and laser tags, and dividing it by 3. But if it has no value, it takes the results and divide it by 2. So to some degree, the average function that you see right there, the average function in Excel, is a bit more powerful than just summing and dividing it by the number in your population. Okay, so let me go back and put that number in. I think it was 31,454. And the last thing I want to do is show how you could come up with the average for the total months. Okay, and so here we would just sum across. This is a little bit different question, I think, but we would just use the sum key, and you can hit the sum on the ribbon using the latest version, and it will try to guess at what cells you need. So it did that correctly. Or you can type it in equal sum, hit your left paren, and then you can point to the range. Sometimes I do it that way. But of course, once you have it in there, you can copy down, right? Now in this case, let me get rid of the dollar signs since I copied from above, so that the formatting only appears on the first line. Okay, now the only thing wrong is this 22,989 is still the average of the monthly products, not the quarterly average or the average of the 3 months combined. So we need to change that to say average this from our above, so that we can compute 49,812, which then would be the average sales for the entire quarter. And that's just a brief example or presentation on how you might use Excel to compute averages. Thanks, everyone.